Hello everyone. So the Wheel of Time has finally dropped on Amazon and I just finished watching the first episode, so I thought I would share my thoughts with you. Now this was such a huge deal for me and I'll just try explaining why. Wheel of Time is based on this set of books called Wheel of Time series, which is essentially a 14 book series, and each book is either this fat or thicker than this, and it's roughly around like 600 pages each. Extensive length, and so much happens over the story. I have very recently started reading the series and I'm enjoying it pretty much, and I had been waiting for this show for ever since it was announced actually. And when I saw that the episodes are here, I could actually not believe that it's finally the time to start watching them. And I took quite some time to just keep staring at the screen that, okay, now we watch this. There is not a lot of clarity on this as yet, but we are getting to know that the first season is based on the first two books of the series, and somewhere we're getting to know that the first season is based on the first three books of the series. And any of these two pieces of information can be true because I just finished watching the first episode and I could very well see that they had already covered roughly up till chapter number 6 and 7 for sure, because the main incidents that are happening have already taken place. So this is page number 86 of the edition that I have, which is like this much of the book. So you can imagine if this is happening in just the first episode, we have 8 episodes, and just imagine the kind of ground that many episodes can cover. So what was my response for this show? It was definitely very exciting. I happened to discover these books when I used to live in the mountains, and a lot of people used to read these set of books, high fantasy and so on and so forth. And the first thing that this episode did was it actually did take me right back to that place, because the kind of village, the kind of setup, the place called the Two Rivers, it reminded me of those village mountains so much that it was quite overwhelming. A major criticism for these set of books is that these books are very slow. And I can understand why people would say that, because they actually are very slow, they are very immersive. There's a lot of world building that happens, and at times there are so many characters. And while I was reading the first book, I did feel this, that there are so many characters, but still I don't feel for any of them so strongly. So those criticisms do hold true, but while I was watching this show, the pace is so fast. So that was one thing which I felt that they have for sure kept in mind, that we don't want the show to lose out on its pace. This brings me to this very vague or maybe unfair comparison of the show with the Dune movie that was just released some time back. Now, I think what Dune did for science fiction, The Eye of the World and The Wheel of Time kind of did that for fantasy. Before that, Lord of the Rings was the benchmark, and that's how everyone identified fantasy. But with The Eye of the World, that's book one for the Wheel of Time series, and the subsequent books, the whole idea kind of transformed about how people looked upon fantasy. And this is the series which actually established modern fantasy in the mainstream setup. So it's a set of very important and crucial books from that point of view. Now when I was watching Dune, the film has its own pace and I thoroughly enjoyed it. It puts out all the information very slowly and gently, and there is a lot of time given to the viewers to just absorb, reflect, and just enjoy the kind of world that has been created. But this show, Wheel of Time, does not really give you that much of time to just immerse yourself in the world. But that's a call for the filmmakers and the showmakers, and both of these approaches have their own plus points. So it's not a complaint, but just an observation. There's some changes in the story which I observed when I was watching the episode. So there's some kind of mix and match thing happening, which is good, I believe, because if it was a total adaptation from page to page from the book, it would not have been that exciting. Another thing I noticed was that the books, especially the first book, is not very heavy on violence and gore. But the first episode particularly did show a lot of gore and violence and all of that. So that was one thing which didn't really particularly work for me well. Performances are amazing. The world building in the show is also amazing. It actually takes you there and you want to keep watching. I actually had to resist and refrain myself from watching the second episode. But I think I'm going to watch only one episode per day, because I want to just spread the experience of watching this show over time as much as I possibly can. The opening lines of the book are iconic, and I'll just read them out for you. The wheel of time turns, and ages come and pass, leaving memories that become legend. Legends fade to myth, and even myth is long forgotten when age that gave birth to it comes again. Now, when I read this, I was like, wow, there's no way I can miss this book. And what very charmingly this episode does is these opening lines, they are spoken as a voiceover at the end of the episode and not at the beginning of the episode. So that I thought was a very nice touch they gave. The first few books, I'm told the first four books actually are very strongly influenced by Lord of the Rings. So that's one very strong criticism that's thrown upon these set of books over and over again. And while I was watching the show, the first episode, I could feel traces of the story of Lord of the Rings here and there. But I think as the story progresses, those influences are going to fade away. So it's not something that I would be complaining of. And from a critical point of view, I can also understand that when an author has an idea which is groundbreakingly different from everything that has been done before, one of the approaches can be to present that idea softly first by using certain ideas and tools which have been established and accepted for that genre over time, and then slowly revealing what the actual idea was and then take the story in that very direction. I think that's what was done with this series, and I think that is what will happen with the show as well. Robert Jordan, the author of this series, unfortunately passed away before he could complete the series. But the series was completed, and the remaining books were written by Brandon Sanderson. Those set of books do get certain criticism, and some people say that the narrative and the tone shifts in those books a bit and all of that. So I'm also kind of curious to see how those changes will appear on the screen for the show when we approach the end of the series and the story. This show is said to be one of the most expensive TV shows ever made, and I really hope this is a success because there are so many other series and set of books out there which I want to see adapted for television. So if this show is a success, I'm sure people are going to start picking up those books as well. So I really wish this show becomes a success. There had been a lot of excitement around this show, and rightly so, because it has turned out to be as good as at least I wanted it to be. And I can't wait to watch the remaining series, and I think I will keep making separate videos as the episodes roll out, and I'll talk about each episode separately, and I hope you'll find those exciting. Also, it's a bit too early to start commenting upon what the chemistry between the characters are, and how the relationships are developed and all of that, because I would want to watch at least the 3 episodes, all of them, and then start commenting upon that. But yes, Rand and Egwene do come together the way you imagine them to be. Maureen does complete justice to the image of Aes Sedai the way it should have been. Egwene and Nynaeve do have that connection. Lan does absolute justice to the image of the character, and the dynamics between Lan and Maureen are also interesting to watch. All right, guys. So that's basically it for today, and I'll talk about the next episode as soon as I watch it. So that's it for me. And if you haven't started watching this show, I would say give it a go. It's fast paced. It's interesting. There's a lot that happens very quickly. So I have a very strong feeling not many will be disappointed while watching this show. And until next time, guys, keep watching, keep reading, stay healthy. Cheers.